Okay, our beloveds, the day before another huge transitory phase for many of you. It will begin tomorrow and it will transit in your life for around 28 days, meaning you will have 28 days of an experience. That's all we will tell you. But what we can tell you is that it will carry through energetically through a 28 lunar cycle. You're beginning to realize that the sun is as important as the moon, and the moon is as important as the other planets, and the other planets are as important as the overall constellations, meaning that there are patterns to be found out in the universe, and that those patterns do have meaning for your species. We have shared with you for millennia how astrology and astronomy come together, and astrology is beginning to have a greater relevance or importance in the lives for many of you. And it is an evolutionary process, meaning that you all are evolving into more spiritual human beings and not human doings. And you are finding a rhythm and a pattern to the nature of your lives. When you have bad stuff happen, it may pile on or it may last a number of days. And when you have good experiences, it now may pile upon itself or last for a number of days. But these next 28 days are going to be especially momentous, with lots and lots of popcorn popping around the world, around the globe. And we shall not share or disclose what it is, other than that it will be magnanimous. Magnanimous. You will see how our predictions do not in any way indicate what is coming, because we don't wish to prime the pump, only to warn all of you to just pay attention to the patterns within the next 28 days, to learn from them whatever there is to learn, to move through them as quickly as possible, and to become the best version of you imaginable. And this does not mean that you are meant to be perfect. Quite the opposite. You are meant to express yourself in each and every moment authentically. And when you authentically express yourself, your body will have a different and harmonious vibrational hum to it. You will feel it. You will see it. You will experience it. And then you will understand what we have been talking about when we talk about the feeling of bliss. That regardless of the circumstances around you, whether amazing or sad, you just sit in that amazing space of bliss, of saying, I am exactly where I'm meant to be, and just sitting with it and experiencing it. It hurts sometimes where you just cry, you sob, you wail. But if you know that you are meant to be there, you will go through this, but you won't get stuck in it. You will simply release those energies that have come to express themselves and finally go away, bothering you no more. But if you don't acknowledge these feelings and simply pretend that they don't exist, or if you get stuck in the anger or the sadness or the frustration, you will attract more of that particular experience to you to teach you to shift your vibration to something else. It is a painful way, we realize, to learn that your magnetic vibration attracts you, because some of the things that we attract to you, if you will, it smacks you right upside the head or flat in the face. And it feels really not so good. Our another hit her bridge of the nose the other day with some wood stakes, and she damaged it and bruised it. And for a week or so, it hurt. And she thought, I would be a terrible fighter because I would cry and say, ow, that hurts. But then she laughed and she moved on. She didn't get angry. She didn't get frustrated. She went about her time just appreciating what she was able to do because it was up at her land. So we love these squirrel moments because many of you just think, get to the point already. And the point is to have no point. The point is to share. The point is just to express where you are in any given moment and to release that which is ready to be released. To be in the now, ever present in the now, without an expectation of the future or a regret of the past. Just simply knowing that the movie theater within which you find yourself is always on the perfect spot, with the camera and the lighting and the actors and the scene and the stage. Everything is perfectly designed to magnify your experience so that you will be fully expressed in that moment. And if you realize that you are merely an actor playing a role, a part in the play called the life of you, then you set aside all of the other stuff where you get so personally attached to the pain and the suffering through which you go, and you just simply transcend that. We talked about how you can transcend death, and that is part of the process, because if you realize that there is no death, it is merely a transition into a different energy, then you're not dying. You're just moving into a different vibrational space, but you will still be present here. And for those who can see those beings, you really are present here. You can have conversations, you can dress up, you can dance, you can be silly, you can be light, but you can't really be sad anymore. Because when you are in the energetic vibration of the divine versus being in the physical skin suit, you will find how the divine can only vibrate at the higher frequencies, which are those of unconditional love. And the rest of this that you are all expanding here to fill out the Google database, it is merely a petri dish experiment of sorts with humans, with human doings and human beings. And that's it. It's that simple. So today we did a meandering story so that those of you who like linearity would get frustrated, because it is no longer about linearity at all. Not that it ever was, but you guys have built your lives around linearity and scientific proofs, scientific evidence. But you have lost the wonder and the magic of the unseen, the unknown, and to a certain extent, the unplanned. You overplan everything, expecting life to go as you plan, but sometimes it's good just to be adventurous and to let life unfold itself before you. It would be like getting into a car with no destination in sight, and you simply at each intersection decide to take a left, a right, or going forward. That's it. Left, right, or forward. And no reverse, because that is retreading old ground, and we don't wish for you to repeat lessons unless you really need to in order to master that particular lesson. So, Many blessings as you all begin this new 28-day cycle, and trust that all is well. All is well. All is well. And so it is.